You're not a bad man, you're just scared to be seen.
You know, not that long ago, if you won a battle, you would rape and pillage and you would steal stuff from the village, you'd have sex with all the women, and that was fine.
Is this your king? Instagram.
Dan Bilzerian.
The king alpha male.
The king alpha male.
Danny B. Dan
2014, for example, he was banned from a nightclub in Miami for allegedly kicking a model in the face.
To call him the king of Instagram.
You know, I wanted to like set it up so that I could get laid without like having a bunch of conversations and dates and whatnots.
How narcissistic. That sounds really narcissistic. I just want to say that. That's extremely narcissistic.
Then in that same year, he had to wrap up another lawsuit after he threw a woman off his roof and into a pool for a Hustler photo shoot.
He basically says that everything surrounding Dan Bilzerian's lavish lifestyle is paid for by his company.
But if she goes to the bar and nobody pays attention to her, nobody talks to her, then she almost like has to like hook up with somebody to feel validated a little bit.
No, Don. You're the one who has to hook up with someone to feel validated.
If girls see other hot girls that are interested in you, it's, you know, I think the most powerful like driving factor.
I mean, like, that is probably the worst dating advice. It's definitely not a driving factor. In fact, it's definitely a big turn off.
Allegedly. The yachts, rented. The models, paid to be there. His bed, he didn't even pay for his own bed.
is that he makes it part of his brand and his message that he's living the life that you should be living. And it's your fault that you're not doing this stuff.
Essentially, everything Dan Bilzerian claims to be, except his immaculate beard, of course, is faked for
You're not a bad man, you're just scared to be seen. So guys, today I'm going to use the example of social media icon turned fraudulent, exposed, fake playboy billionaire Dan, what's his second name? Oh, Dispenser?
I mean,
Dan. I'm sure I got this written down somewhere.
One eternity later.
Dan Bilzerian, that was it, Dan Bilzerian. Sorry guys, it's obviously not that important in my life. So guys, look, why did I want to talk about Dan Bilzerian, Dan whose name I can't be bothered to, you know, learn to pronounce. The reason I wanted to talk about him because, you know, I speak a lot about what pop culture and the media does to our youth. I speak a lot about, you know, in my last videos I spoke about what it's, you know, I call out to all young women and I brought up this whole savage and what mentality, and, you know, I tried to enforce into them that, guys, this is not the way to go. This is not how you live your life. This is not something that's going to be fulfilling for your soul. So we've got that type of, you know, image. We've got the what mentality that's going on with women, but what we're not actually addressing, and I haven't really seen hardly anyone addressed, maybe just a few bloggers, is that the same thing is happening to the boys but in a different way. So let's take Dan for example. Dan's whole image was loads of girls, loads of money, smoking weed, shooting guns, and really just, you know, go around the world and, you know, doing what he's doing and, you know, just having beautiful women around him all the time. So what Dan does in this scenario, because we've now come to see that it's all completely fake, and none of it was ever really real, and a lot of the money was you know, sort of swindled and you know, put on the books in the, anyway, we won't go into all of that. I'll let you guys do the digging about that. But the point is, I want to look at 2 points. So number one, I want to look at what it's doing to our young men. Now, like Dan Bilzerian, had 32 million following on Instagram the last time I checked, and his demographic was 16 to 18-year-old boys. These are the people that absolutely thought that Dan was the complete man. Dan is a complete tool, and you know, he would, you know, it's this type of man and this type of person. I'm not just going to stick it all on Dan, because we've got a lot of fraudulent men out there pretending to be there's something they're not, with the money, the cars, the hoes, pretending like they're happy. Any real man watching this video will know that that won't really make you happy. In fact, it will feel empty. In fact, you'll get all of that and you still won't have anyone that you can be close to, because whether, you know, media or social media or or Hollywood or the music industry, whether they want to display this or not, men still have feelings the same way that women have feelings. Now, you're not as emotionally in tune as us, and you may not be as needy, even I would argue the latter when it comes to feelings, but you want to be loved, you want to be looked after, you want to be cared for, you want someone to actually care. You don't want to just be around 10 women and you know they're only there for your money. You don't just want to be around people who you know don't really rate and respect you as a guy. But why do we push this image so much of, if you don't have the nice cars, if you don't have the nice jewels, if you don't have all of these women around, that makes you any less of a man? It doesn't. Let me tell you something. The women that you attract from the Dan Bilzerian fraudster lifestyle are not women who are going to mother your children. They're not women who are going to love you till death do you part. They're women that are there for a good time and a good ride, and you know what, if that's them, that's them. But the point is this lifestyle is being promoted where you're only the man if you have a certain amount of wealth, and you're only the man if you're a ladies man. But it's complete and utter BS. I mean, you heard this guy in the compilation clips earlier giving dating advice. That was the worst dating advice I have literally heard in my life. So what we got to look at is this. We have people like Dan, we have a lot of rappers, a lot of people, a lot of men within the music industry constantly promoting this unrealistic standard of lifestyle. So with women, we have this unrealistic standard of beauty and perfection, and with men, we have this unrealistic standard of lifestyle. And at the same way that women react in a certain way with that savage and what mentality, all it is, and I don't know, which came first, the chicken or the egg. I think the chicken being men. Men do exactly the same thing. They over-sexualize women. There's this culture that we see in young men a lot of, I'm not gonna do this for her, and I don't catch feelings, and these hoes can't play me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if hoes get money, like, come on. If the right hoe, she'll make you millions. And one of my favorite quote is, I asked a millionaire how he did it, and he said, forget about the girls and concentrate on one woman and she'll help you achieve everything. So guys, there's a massive problem that we have in social media, not just in regards to women, but also in regards to the influence that our young boys are seeing on a day-to-day basis. They're seeing this unachievable, unattainable, disrespectful lifestyle. I mean, you've even got how did you make all your money, Dan?
Playing poker.
You made it all playing poker?
Yeah.
Wow.
Poker? Like, really? Is that the type of man that you want your son to be? Is that the type of man that you'd want your brother to be? No, you wouldn't, because there's no integrity, there's no morals, there's no fight. And this is exactly what I mean about what we constantly do is glamorize these people, glamorize these social media icons, but what type of example do they set for our youth? They don't set a very good one at all. So here's my issue and here's my thing. Now let's look at it from another part, right? So we have these icons and we have these social media influencers, and what they do is they influence in the wrong way, obviously, and that's what they do, right? So that's a big thing, but also they're not completely to blame, because it's what Instagram and their social media life has done to them. It's groomed them, so to say. Social media is grooming all of our young people to think differently, to act differently, to go with a certain narrative. That's why you got to be so careful what you let your kids get exposed to, because there's so much propaganda online. There's so many opinions and so many views and so many, this is the way that you should live your life, when in reality it's not, and it's not going to be the best for your child. So look at what social media has done to Dan. Now at the moment, guys, I'm not going to list everything, but he's like, he's probably on the verge of going to jail, being completely bankrupt, losing absolutely everything. He has spent hundreds and thousands, near millions of dollars purely on his lifestyle, purely on his, his rent for his apartment was 200 grand a month. All of the women, they were all paid to be there. All of the cars, the bots, that's all rented. So he's blown hundreds of millions and thousands of pounds just to look good on Instagram. Imagine if he took that money and invested in tech companies, or invested in stocks, or invested, you know, in water, fresh water. 10 years time, that's a good tip, guys. Fresh water companies. What if he invested in smart things? He would be a billionaire by now, but he hasn't. And this is what social media has done. He was so warped, and he was so taken back, and he craved this fame and attention. He couldn't bear to be seen as something he was not. And here's the problem, that then trickles down, okay? That then trickles down, and you've got men, young men out there that are working 9-to-5s, that are doing second jobs, that have, you know, fathers that are providing for their family. And you know, we look upon these men, well, not me, I love you guys, but a lot of society looks upon these men like they're boring. You'd rather a man like Dan, please. Plus he looks short. I'm not being funny, but he looks super short, right? And just steroided up, and just, you know, in this, like, you know, just effing every single woman. Like, imagine how much sexual energy this man is being diluted with. No wonder he gets more effed up and effed up as the day, as the years go on. So what I wanted to say is, I wanted to highlight the fact that as much as we have negative influences influencing our young women, we also have it in regards to our young men, but we don't talk about that. We need to start normalizing actual honest graft and honest lifestyle. I saw a video, I think it was posted by Made You Think, where it was this guy, and he said, you know, when a guy gets out of jail, all the men are celebrating, right? He said, but if a guy finishes a university degree, no one has nothing to say. And that is the society we live in. That is the world that we live in, and it's very dangerous and it's very scary. So we need to, like I said, normalize actual, strong, independent, integral male role models, and get rid of all of these damn Bilzerians who are literally completely fraudulent. Boys, you don't need all of this money, especially if you're gonna, especially to attract a woman. You just need to have good heart. Do you know what I mean? You need to have your finances in order. Don't get me wrong, that's something that everyone should have in order, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. But you need to have a good heart. You need to lead with integrity. And if, you know, if there's a woman that's there that's telling you, oh, you're boring, she deserves the Dan Bilzerian. That's what she deserves. Let her have her Dan. Once she's had her, listen, I've had a taste of a Dan type character in my life, and it is not like anything to scream or shout about, because it's not real. It's all fake. It's not genuine. Online is not genuine. Instagram is not real, guys. This is one thing I really need you to understand, that Instagram is not real. Instagram, the people who post only let you see what they want you to see. You only see me now like this. Do you think you're seeing me first thing when I get up in the morning and my hair's all like this? And no, you're not seeing me like that. You're not seeing me like that. Listen, everything I do unapologetically. I can come on here and I can, you know, do my, you know, and say what I feel and articulate myself in such a way that might even be seen as controversial. But at least I'm being real with it. And that's the difference. I can live with that. And at least I'm being real with it. But even saying that, there is still parts of my life that I won't want you to see, and that's how everyone is. And now we're having it on extreme levels. Guys, if you haven't already, you know, just type it into YouTube, take a look at you know, the story of Dan, and you know, you will really see how absolutely disgustingly fake social media is. And listen, young men out there, I promise you that this Dan Bilzerian swagger, what he has going on, what he represents, is not what a woman wants. Making women jealous and putting loads of competition in the room, that doesn't make real women more attracted to you. That just makes us think that you're a hoe and you're putting it about. Listen, we don't want that either, you know. We do not want that either, because we are guarded. We don't want a man that a lot of girls want. No, throw me the ugly one. Please. With a good personality. And I know sometimes, especially when, you know, you're, you know, anything between 16 and say about 25, You know, I know these are the more difficult times for you guys. Do you know what I mean? Because girls around that age, they can be dumb too. Do you know? I mean, they don't know what they want half the time, especially when we're young. Women, we don't even know what we want to eat or what restaurant we want to go to. So at that age, we don't know what we want in men. It's only after years of experience, and probably when you get to around my age, 30 plus, that you really start to understand and value humans and value the opposite sex for what they are, and understand what traits you do like and what traits that you don't like. But I promise you, living this fraudulent lifestyle, money doesn't impress lazy girls. So if you've ever got, if a girl is ever impressed by what you have, red flag for you guys. Just letting you know, that's a red flag. If she only wants to talk to you that when she knows that you've got massive wealth behind, red flag. Do you know what I mean? She should want to be able to connect to you just on a normal level anyway. So boys, that is it for you guys today. Don't be Dan, whatever you do not follow any of his advice, and do not feel that you have to live up to this unrealistic standard of lifestyle in order to be considered a great man. A great man leads with his heart, not his finances. A great man is worth so much more than what it says on his bank statement, and a great man treats women with the respect and sovereignty that he treats himself. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed, I can't talk this evening, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. As ever, this is just my opinion. Everyone's opinion is valid. Feel free to disagree with me or feel free to agree with me, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have a fantastic night.